Hi guys, it's Ray. We are going to do part 2 of the Htvront Every Day is Halloween promotion, where we're going to actually get into using some of these products. There's a couple products they sent me that we're automatically going to eliminate. The sublimation paper, the glitter heat transfer vinyl for sublimation. We're just going to set those off to the side for now. And we are going to use some of the adhesive vinyls, some of the heat transfer vinyls, and these are the 3 heat transfer vinyls I have. These are the adhesive vinyls. I'm going to eliminate the purple. That's just not going to fit into my plan. So for the heat transfer vinyl, I did purchase this from Amazon. Hopefully it will work. I got these burlap pennants, and I believe there's supposed to be 30 of them in here. So hopefully that's what I have. And I'm not sure if it's just one very long continuous or it's two. It's 2 separate ones, so that's perfect. Because we're just going to do a very simple Happy Halloween on here. Hopefully my Cricut is going to play nice today. So I think what we're going to do is, because we have black, white, and orange, I think we're going to do some orange pumpkins on the outer ends, and then the HAPPY, and then another pumpkin. And then we're just going to do Halloween on this one. I'm going to get this one cut down. This is a kind of wide weave burlap, so I am hoping that the HTV will stick to it. It's very stiff. They do have the auto press on sale and bundles with the auto press on sale as part of this promotion. I'll put a picture of that up on the screen. I do have a couple codes down below for that. But for this project, because it's so small, I'm going to go ahead and use my other handheld Htvront press that they sent me a while back. So that is how I'm going to do this one. We are going to use this cute wood round that I picked up at Dollar Tree. It has a raised laser cut pumpkin, and then it has kind of engraved pumpkins. I'm hoping I can preserve these, but they are not very deep or very dark. So that might be a challenge. But we're just going to do I think we might just do a Hello Fall on here. You know, hello and fall in a cute font. So I may just use the orange and one of the other colors on this one. I'm also going to use the acrylic paint markers. I'm going to use the orange. And I'm going to see what this color looks like. If it looks brown or more reddish. But I'm going to do, or maybe the green, or maybe a little bit of both, and I'll see if they'll blend. I'm going to paint the raised pumpkin with those. And I'm going to use the regular acrylic paint set, the 24 colors, to just lightly stain the background. So, in order to do that, and this will just pop right out of here. It has these little tab things on it. They're not knotted or anything. So I'm just going to pull these off for now. I'll put it back in later. How I'm going to stain this, though, because I'm going to do this now so it can have some dry time, is I'm going to pick one of the browner colors. Raw sienna or burnt sienna. or burnt umber. I think I'm going to go with the raw sienna just because it's the lightest one. So I'm going to put a little bit, and I don't know if these are sealed. I'm assuming they're sealed, yes. So ripping off a paper towel to put that on. I'm going to put a tiny bit of this in the dish. In the painter's palette, not dish. What the heck? I'm going to grab myself a couple of pieces of parchment to put under here because this could get messy. And I'm going to grab a baby wipe. And I'm going to do the baby wipe acrylic paint staining kind of method, where you just dip your wipe into your paint a little bit. And I'm actually going to do a tiny bit on the back just to see if it's going to be light enough. So I like the color, but I do think it might be a tiny bit too dark to maintain these. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of the titanium white and add that and mix it down a little bit. So it's slightly lighter, but still not quite as light as I'd like. These are actually a nice thick paint. They're not watery or runny or anything, so I do appreciate that right off the bat. I'm just going to go with this because I don't want it to get too light. I'm going to let this sit a while and dry. Okay, so I am back. I got my markers started, and obviously this is really too close of a match, but it is what it is. I did like the flow of these though. They were very easy to start. And this green is really pretty. And I did get my text cut. So that was good. So I'm just going to go ahead and outline these. I'm going to leave these alone and just let them be kind of in the background on their own. But I do like the coverage on these markers. So they're just like any other marker. You shake them really well and push down to feed it. Okay, so these are a thumbs up. That's, other than like where I couldn't see what I was doing because I'm working so far away. These are one coat coverage. Like, they're great. I think that looks terrific. So, I'm gonna put these away. Now, I'm not sure what my Cricut did to me here. I cut the word fall inside of these leaves that was pre-made on Cricut. I changed the color though. They had them all different colors. And I welded it and it changed into fall. So, but I think I'm going to apply them individually anyhow. So, no biggie. But I wanted to weed a little bit of this at least for you. Whoops, wrong part. And yes, I cut this piece too big. I am aware. Like I said, I think I'm gonna kind of scatter the leaves around a little bit, maybe. So I'm just gonna use my, actually, I'm gonna use this one because I already have a small piece. This is just my regular transfer tape. I do have a bunch of Htvront transfer tape somewhere, but I don't feel like getting it out right now. And yes, I know this is a little narrow for my image, but it'll be fine. And I'm going to go ahead and just keep moving on this, even though that paint is still slightly wet. Always keep in mind your adhesive vinyl is pressure sensitive adhesive, so don't scrub at it too hard, or you can actually make it apply to your backer paper. Like the burnishing is what actually activates the adhesive, so to speak. So I'm just going to kind of eyeball line this up. It's kind of hard. I'm kind of trying to leave a little bit of room in case I want to put a bow up top. I haven't decided yet. And I didn't seal this wood with anything. I actually kind of just cut off a little rectangle of vinyl and stuck it down to see if it would stick. And it did. So I'm not going to worry about sealing anything. I'll peel my transfer tape off. So that is going to be that. I'll put the hanger back on and I will decide if I want to I have to decide if I want to add a bow to it or not. Kind of debating. I don't know if this is going to be long enough if I tie knots in it. Yeah, it'll be fine. I have to knot the back of this side since I broke that little plastic piece off. But that's going to be it for our little door round. If I decide to put a bow on it, that will be the picture in the thumbnail. But that is it for this one. The acrylic paint set, the acrylic marker set. And I absolutely love the way both worked. And 2 of the colors of adhesive vinyl. So just a really super simple door hanger, or you could even put this in the middle of a wreath, whatever floats your boat. So that is it for project number 1. I have my vinyls cut. I just left a little tiny piece to weed. The background on these is very sticky. So again, I just did a very simple Happy Halloween. I chose a pretty skinny font. So actually, if you used a skinny font like I did, you would have plenty of real estate on your banner pieces to do some other things with them. This is what I mean by skinny, because W's get difficult when you use a wider font, and I wanted a font with serifs. I didn't want a sans serif font. But W's tend to get really, really wide, really, really quick. And I didn't want that to happen. Okay, so I have my banners ready. I have my heat press ready and warmed up. I have it at 315 for 13 seconds. I think I'm going to bump the time up to 15 now. And I'm just going to jump in and we're going to see what happens. So, obviously we're going to start with the first one and just kind of work my way down. The problem is going to be I have to keep them apart so I don't press on top of any HTV that's already pressed. So I'm going to put just a piece of butcher paper over it. And I'm going to push down. I'm going to give this pretty good pressure because it's burlap. And I love that this press just gives that little subtle beep. I find it very pleasant compared to some things. So, I'm just going to jump right in and start. So, let's see. This is cool already. Yeah, I think I'm going to have problems with this sticking to this particular burlap. So I'm actually going to try to press on the back. It's sticking, just not as well as I would have liked. I would have kind of expected it to show the burlap through a little bit. Okay, well, maybe if I'm just super careful. It's trying to pull up where there's air pockets behind the burlap is what's happening. So that I'm going to fix by putting the parchment back over it and giving it one more press again without the backer or the cover sheet, transfer sheet. So this is going to be a bit of a tedious process for sure. That's what I'd expect to see on the burlap, some of the texture through. So I think we've got it. I'm going to grab my other pressing pad though, real quick. Because I'm kind of wondering if I can just hang them off the edge a little bit and get a more even press. And these represses probably won't have to be a full length of the time. So I'm going to have to remember the direction of some of the letters as I go. So there we go. There's my happy. And if you wanted to dress this up more, you can always tie little ribbons in between the pennants or add more decor. I'm just going to leave this one plain, but so there we go. There's the happy. This can hang off your porch railing, in front of your fireplace, on a wall, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to shut my press off, unplug it, and done. I'm going to move these out of the way. So I can try to get this somewhere you can kind of see it. I got very, very hot standing over that press for a very, very long time. That also took me much, much longer than anticipated. So there's that. And I'm going to compress these pretty tight together so I can try and show you most of it. Because I don't really have room on my table for this whole thing. So where's the beginning of this part? So you could hang them stacked together, you could hang them separate, however you want to do it. Really does not matter, but I'm gonna take you off the tripod or the stand for a second. My table is a disaster, so sorry. But there we go. I'm going to unclip you. And our first sign, just so you can see how it goes together. So that is it for my Htvront product testing for their Everyday's Halloween promotion. And next video will be a giveaway, and I will see you then.